In the realm of Gothic literature, one name stands as a monument to the chilling power of human ambition and the tragic consequences of unchecked hubris. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. More than just a monster story, it's a profound exploration of humanity, isolation, and the very nature of creation. Today, we're embarking on a journey into this literary masterpiece, unraveling its layers of meaning in just a few short minutes. Prepare to be captivated, disturbed, and ultimately, enlightened. Our story begins with Victor Frankenstein, a brilliant yet tormented student obsessed with the secrets of life and death. Driven by a burning ambition to transcend the limitations of mortality, he delves into forbidden knowledge, ultimately succeeding in animating a creature constructed from disparate human remains. However, the reality of his creation is a stark contrast to his idealistic vision. The creature, though intelligent and capable of deep emotion, is physically repulsive. Victor, overwhelmed by disgust and fear, abandons his creation, leaving it to navigate a world that rejects it. The creature's journey is a tragic odyssey of isolation and despair. He learns to speak, read, and understand the complexities of human society, but his monstrous appearance condemns him to a life of solitude and persecution. He yearns for companionship and love, but finds only hatred and violence. Consumed by grief and rage, the creature seeks out his creator, demanding that Victor alleviate his loneliness by creating a female companion. Victor initially agrees, but ultimately reneges on his promise, fearing the potential consequences of a race of creatures. This betrayal ignites the creature's fury, setting in motion a series of devastating events. He murders Victor's younger brother, William, frames Justine Moritz, Victor's adopted sister, for the crime, and then goes on to kill Victor's best friend, Henry Clerval, and his wife, Elizabeth. Victor, consumed by guilt and driven by a thirst for vengeance, pursues his creation into the desolate Arctic landscape. The novel culminates in Victor's death, leaving the creature to mourn his creator and lament his own tragic existence. Now, let's dive into the lessons we can take from Frankenstein. Lesson 1. The dangers of unchecked ambition. Victor's relentless pursuit of knowledge and power blinds him to the ethical implications of his actions. He's so focused on whether he can create life that he never stops to ask whether he should. This unchecked ambition leads to devastation, not just for Victor but for everyone he loves. This lesson is incredibly relevant today, especially in fields like technology, science, and even social media. We often push boundaries without fully considering the consequences. Frankenstein reminds us that ambition, while important, must be tempered with responsibility and foresight. We must always ask ourselves, what are the potential consequences of my actions? Lesson 2. The importance of empathy and compassion. The creature's tragic fate stems from society's inability to see beyond his appearance. He's rejected by everyone, including his creator, which drives him to violence. This teaches us the value of empathy, of looking beyond surface-level judgments and treating others with kindness. The creature isn't born evil, he's made evil by the cruelty and rejection he experiences. He says, "I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend." This line is heartbreaking because it shows how much pain and loneliness can twist a person, or in this case, a being, into something monstrous. In our own lives, this lesson reminds us to practice empathy. Everyone has a story, and everyone deserves a chance to be understood. A little kindness can go a long way in preventing someone from feeling like an outcast. Lesson 3. The cost of isolation. Both Victor and the creature suffer deeply from isolation. Victor isolates himself in his work, neglecting his family and friends, while the creature is forced into isolation by society. Their loneliness leads to despair and destruction. Victor's isolation is self-imposed. He becomes so consumed with his experiments that he cuts himself off from the people who care about him. This not only harms him but also leaves him without a support system when things go wrong. The creature, on the other hand, is isolated by others. He's rejected by everyone he meets, even when he tries to do good. This isolation drives him to violence and revenge. This lesson reminds us of the importance of connection and community. No matter how busy or independent we are, we all need meaningful relationships to thrive. Isolation can lead to despair, but connection can heal and uplift us. Lesson 4. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. Victor's pursuit of knowledge brings him both triumph and tragedy. Similarly, the creature's education opens his eyes to the beauty of the world but also to the pain of his existence. Victor's knowledge allows him to achieve something extraordinary, creating life. But it also leads to his downfall because he doesn't use that knowledge responsibly. He's so focused on the how that he never considers the why. The creature's education is both a blessing and a curse. He learns to speak, read, and appreciate art and nature, which gives him a sense of humanity. But this knowledge also makes him acutely aware of his own loneliness and rejection. This teaches us that knowledge, while powerful, must be used wisely. It can enlighten us, but it can also burden us if we're not prepared for its implications. We should always strive to use our knowledge for good and consider the broader impact of our actions. Lesson 5. Take responsibility for your actions. Victor's refusal to take responsibility for his creation sets the stage for the novel's tragedy. He runs away from the problem instead of addressing it, which only makes things worse. When the creature first comes to life, Victor is horrified and abandons him. This abandonment is the first in a series of mistakes that lead to disaster. If Victor had taken responsibility for his creation, if he had cared for the creature and guided him, the story might have ended very differently. This reminds us that we must own up to our mistakes and take action to fix them. Ignoring problems rarely makes them go away, it often makes them grow. Whether it's in our personal lives, our work, or our relationships, taking responsibility is key to preventing small mistakes from turning into big disasters. And there you have it, a deep dive into Frankenstein and 5 life lessons we can learn from this incredible novel. Mary Shelley's work is a timeless reminder of the power and peril of human ambition, the importance of empathy, and the need for responsibility. It's a story that challenges us to think about the consequences of our actions and the way we treat others. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend picking up a copy. It's a gripping, thought-provoking read that will stay with you long after you've finished it. Let me know in the comments. What's your take on Frankenstein? Do you see Victor or the creature as the real villain? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into classic literature. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.